ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਇੱਕ ਓਂਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਹਵਾਏ ਬੰਦਗੀ ਅਵਰ ਦਰ ਵਜੂਦ ਮਰਾ ਵਗਰਨਾ ਜ਼ੌਕੇ ਚੁਨੀ ਆਮਦੈਨ ਨਮੂਦ ਮਰਾ। ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ, ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ, ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਹਜ਼ੂਰ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। We are introspecting on the Bani of JAPJI. An understanding of my life has a relation to my environment. And I do not know my environment in completeness. I therefore try and understand myself and try and analyze. Guru says, ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਵਸਤ ਸਿਜਾਣ ਕੇ ਤਾਂ ਕੀਚੇ ਵਪਾਰ. We are living a trader's life, so to say. We are breathing out our life, and in that we are expending it. When we expend life, we spend it. And what are we trading it for? What are we spending it for? An understanding of that will tell us whether life will be successful or not. How is life successful? And how is life not successful? Most of us will relate that to wealth. Those who are wealthy are successful, those who are not wealthy are not successful. But is wealth the ultimate transaction of life? And in spirituality, there is one word which defines and it kind of rewrites everything. When they use the word sada, forever. Guru finds those things of utility which are not forever, but invests in those which are forever. Now, what is forever? Exactly today's topic, Akal Murat. Akal meaning beyond time. So that's exactly where we are today. What is forever is to be understood. And of course, we will say that there are assumptions in our theories or in our understandings. But science uses theories. Spirituality uses experience. If I have lived what I am talking about, then I know it. The rest is all theoretical. It's not known to me. I can claim knowing it. I can claim having knowledge of it, but it's not known to me. The Mool Mantar we started with Ik Omkar. Guru Nanak's expression of the Creator and the entire universe, the entire creation, is that of one. Oneness in everything. Oneness in his bani, oneness in human race, oneness in humanity, one mind, one religion. There is only one source from which we are all created. The roots will all come join us together. We live in the leaves of the tree and we've forgotten our roots. So we are divisive, we are divided, and in that conflicted. He that is divided will be conflicted. For the other is not me. And I then live a very secluded life, a life which is of not related to its environment. And in that there is conflict, in that there is seeking, survival. That's what is our present state. Let us try and understand the Akal Murat which Guru Nanak talks about today in perspective of our life, of my man. The two things which I have learned from introspection in the Bani is that one is the word Sada defines the Creator himself, the Guru, and from the Guru, he who has become one with the Guru is forever. And the other is that all these experiences are going to be in my mind, in our mind. So the man is a valuable aspect of my spiritual experience. From the man, the relationship of the body and time will all be defined. But primarily it is the man which has to be addressed, which has to connect to its source. So what is the man? Very difficult to explain in totality, but I would assume the first initial experience of our man is our thoughts. That which distracts us as we move into ourselves. And that is what is time, Kal. That which is moving is in Kal, is in time. But Guru talks about Akal. I'll just refocus my camera today because it's, So Guru talks about Akal, that which is timeless. My mind, as I know it, is not timeless. I move in my thoughts, and my thoughts are time-bound in many ways. I was going through some of the documents which Bhai Nandlal has created in his Masnavi. And he explains this moving mind in a very beautiful way. He says, I have invested my current punji, my current investment in the past and the future, and I lost my present. Yakdam bekhash rah na burdam ki khwaisht, मैं वायद नगद जिंदगी रायंग गुजस्त. Nagad zindagi, that which was presently in my hand, that I lost through my future and my past. Kal is that. Kal is a word we use for tomorrow and yesterday both. Kal also means death. That which is in time will die. So if I am in the moving mind, if my mind has known only the movement in time, past, present and future, then I need to be aware that that mind will one day be gone. This is not forever. This is not Sada. How to transcend this mind is a big question. How to go from the time to the timeless, from the changing to the unchanging, from the transient to the permanent, from the divisive to the unified and one, from the physical to the spiritual, from the darkness to the enlightenment. Although darkness is also defined as a part of Nirankar, but an expression. That Gyan, knowledge of the life, is my awakening, is my light. Knowing the structure of myself, I will know it all. Knowing the structure of my mind. Jan Nanak bin apa chine mite na pram ki kai. Without knowing that which is with me, this mirage will not go away. I can theorize it, I can understand it, appreciate it, but I will not know it. And in not knowing it, I will never be able to break my chains So Kal is the chain of life. It's what binds me to myself, to my mind. My mind is bound by its existence of karam, of my doing. That's one thing which binds me. Ego binds me, like the fevicol of life. Everything gets bound by my ego. Even the wrongs I have done don't have depth in it if my ego is gone. That I have done. How to transcend the ego? We come to the same question every time, because that is at the core of our being. My existence and our existence is defined by my conditioned mind, by my moving mind, my thoughts. My yesterday is full of regret, and my tomorrow is an expectation. And the middle, today, is lost. Today is the energy center. Today is the way to transcend. Today is the only way to find the solution. And today is the me which is real. Tomorrow is a figment of my imagination. And yesterday is only memories. But that's my mind. Kal. That's my death. That's all I know. So that's my fear. So Nirbhav, what we've experienced in the last session together, has to do with time. If I am fearless, I have gone beyond time, beyond movement. If I am not beyond movement, I am within time and fear. Guru Nanak's theory is not about life being only beyond. There is a continuum, a connectivity between here and the hereafter. There is only one. I see the physical. I see and experience and touch and hear the physical. I know only the physical. But the physical and the spiritual are one and the same if I've experienced the Ekomkar. The here and the hereafter are not two different. They're just two different expressions, like a mirror and its image. They're the same thing looked at in a different way. The source of both these states of being is the same. So therefore there is no difference. In the Akalustat, Maharaj says, Akal Purukh ki raksha humne, Akal, timeless. Sarv lok ki raksha humne. Sarv Kal ji ki raksha humne. Sarv lo ji ki sada raksha humne. So he has connected the timeless and the time together. Akal and the Kal are the same. I am full of fear. I am not timeless because I don't know time in completeness. I don't know Kal in its entirety. All that I am living is actually a very superficial experience of life. If I have lived by my thoughts only, and my thoughts have never become stationary, like a curtain hiding the real face of life from me in its thoughts. I don't know the real life. I know the physical life. I know the pleasure senses. I know experiences of the physical world. I know art, I know song, I know dance. I know other knowledgeable things. But the word sada doesn't find its connection to the physical world. And then that's the fear. Even in our experiences of, say, a dancer dancing, the perfection of the dance will come when the dancer has forgotten her or himself in the dance. when the singer is lost in his singing, will the singing be perfect? When the engineer's art is so absorbing him that he forgets himself, that he creates perfection. So whenever perfection comes to us, actually, it comes from the Akal, from the undefined. We think it to be us. We think it's me. Ghalib says in his shairi, Aate hain ghaib se, mazame khayal mein. Ghalib sarir khama nawae sarosh hai. From the beyond come these thoughts, these mamle. Mazame khayal mein. The sound of the pen I write with, the screeching sound, is the sound of the Almighty. It's His way of expressing Himself and saying that these words are coming from where I don't know. It's the unknown. Such is our life as well. Often enough, when we sometimes find solutions, we will find them in not thinking about them. They just come to us at times. We can let a problem rest in our mind for some time and we will come with some ideas which we don't know where they came from. The Kal is connected to Akal. And then the more beautiful aspect of this word is the Murt. What is the form and shape of the Creator? That which is timeless is not known to me, but yet I seek form and shape because that's my nature. I want to give everything form and shape. I experience form and shape in the world, and that's what I think is beauty. We all relate to that. Form, shape. So therefore, life in its understanding of me, I am always seeking to define it as I know it in my paradigm. And my paradigm is form, shape, sound, touch, feel. When the subject of the Creator comes, what is the form and shape? That which is changing can't be the form and shape of Akal. It is timeless. So timeless would mean that there is no change happening. In time there is change. So if there is, example, if there is a murti, a statue which defines the Creator, then it is not timeless. It changes with time. Like you and me change with time. Like space and time. In the theory of relativity, if you've done some exploration, space and time are connected. So when the entire universe is defined in the form of space and time, and gravity is the other, the pulls of life. Space and time get deformed with gravity. Like time is deformed in our own experience of life. In pleasure, in joy, time moves faster. In pain, time moves slower. So that's the reason. That's the other aspect, time, space and cause. If we see one space in the world which nobody goes, but over years, over decades, it will change. The forest will become thicker or it will become drier. So there is always constant change in creation. Kal is in change. And that which is in Kal will die, has an end. It has a beginning and an end. Jo dise so kale karna. Whatever we see, time will eat it away. Time will take it away one day. Such is life. If my experience of life limits to this Kal, then there is conflict and fear in my life. Then my understanding of myself has a question mark. I move in time. We all live in time. We all live in space. These are two things we relate to. But the reason for creation, the source of creation, has a lot to do with the state of my mind. If I know my inner being, then I will find an understanding of creation. Because, like we discussed a few sessions before this about blood, about connectivity, that we are all connected. There used to be a method of getting medication in the medical world. It's called bioprospecting. They go out and seek from nature samples of trees, plants, and try and find solutions to diseases. And when they were looking for solutions for AIDS, they found a tree in Africa called the lundi tree. And they took the sample from that, and that had a medication. But by the time it came to the lab and when they went back seeking, the tree had become extinct. Life has its solutions within us, but we are in a hurry. We are in a hurry to live it in our own ways, in our ego ways. And in that we lose our solutions. Like the lundi tree went away, every breath is taking away my solutions of today. Every breath is taking me further for myself. It's making my life smaller and shorter. I celebrate every year I get in life, but I actually be lamenting that I haven't found my solutions. And one day, this whole game of chess will just fall apart. Life needs a sada to make it fearless, forever. Life needs an anand, unconditional happiness, to make it a rejoicing. Life needs transcendent love, to live it in abundance. And those I can find in my Akal, in the timeless energy of life. And how do I connect to Akal, Maharaj? Like the mind has its phases, it moves from present, past and future, the changing mind. The foundation of this mind rests in the unchanging mind. So when things become stationary, when life becomes stationary, then when my thoughts are gone, my mind is stationary, then I transcend time. I transcend that which is changing, and I go into Akal, that is unchanging. The experience of that needs the help of the Guru. So going from Kal to Akal, from death to life forever, from the changing mind to the unchanging mind, from the ego mind to the spiritual life, from that unconditional, from the conditional being, which is conditioned throughout life, to the unconditioned spirit of human being. Maharaj says, "Kyon gurbin trikuti chutsi?" Why without the Guru you will leave the trikuti? Trikuti is a physiological explanation of the mind with all its qualities. Qualities, defined qualities, are always those which are of the physical being. But the undefined is the beyond. The Trikuti is the third eye. We can go up to that. We can bring our dhyan there. So in this, he who is in dhyan is in Akal. Gur ki Murat, man mein dhyan. The murti of creation, the form of creation, is the dhyan within. Of what? Not of any form, shape, not of any desire, not of any expectation, not of any disappointment, not of any regret. Dhyan is the collective energy within me where my mind is non-divisive. Dhyan by itself, in itself. Because the moment it goes towards any direction of expression of the physical, then it connects and goes out. In Zen Buddhism, there is a very nice word called Zazen. It literally translated means just sitting. I just sit and I drop my mind. I don't think and I don't think and I don't imagine. I don't bring affirmations. I don't need all those. This is the real world, not the thought world. I just am in dhyan. I just am within myself. Now here I can go with my ego. There is peace here. There is oneness here. But the experience of the unconditioned world is an experience beyond time. It is Akal. It's a living the Akal. It's a living that which is within us and without us. That which will make us understand that creation is all, it's one, it's connected. For this we need Guru. The Guru makes us go beyond the time mind. So Maharaj again and again reaffirms to us that a stable mind is a necessary aspect of the spiritual life. Because only then we can get connected. Dhyan is something I have to work on. I have to nurture it. I have to experience it. I have to know the experience of dhyan within me. And then only I can know the experience of Shabad. If I have not been able to stabilize my mind, tuk dam karari jo karo, hazir hazur khudai, then I cannot experience the real world. I experience the moving world, the Kal world, the time world, the world which will one day not be. Now how do I do this? Maharaj says, Ther ghar vaisu har jan pyare. Satgur tumre kaaj savare. The entire experience of creation has to do with something I have to complete within myself. I am seeking something. I am seeking the energy which is the Amrit which is within me, the timeless life, the Akal life. That's the reason we are all wandering. That's the reason we are all lost, so to say. Surnar munjan Amrit khoj de. so Amrit kurte paya. Now this experience of Amrit, of Anand, has to do with going beyond the Trikuti, beyond the ego, beyond the defined world. That's the world of Sahaj, the Thirghar. Bani also calls it the Dasam Dwar. Gurdware lai pavani ek na dasma dwar dikhaya. For this we need Guru. And Guru is defined for us as the Shabad. So when the Surat, that is the focused Dhyan Man, connects to Shabad, then the Gur Prasad can happen. It's a possibility. When it will happen, how it will happen. So Akal is a visitation. We visit it through Shabad. When we sit in Naam, when we go within ourselves, when we lose ourselves, like the singer has lost his or himself or herself in its singing, like the dancer who's absolutely dropped the ego and now is dancing in the flow of things. Like the kite, the bird in the sky, who's using the currents now to just glide. It's not doing anything. Such is my mind now, absorbed within itself in the non-doing, gone beyond my defined world, disconnected from everything. When he says that shut the doors in the physical, moond liye darwaze, baaj ye le anhad baaje. Shut the doors of the physical and go into your spiritual. That ultimate door, the Guru can only open. The 10th door, the Guru opens. And for this, the Guru is a necessity. We can argue, we can debate, but there is no way ahead of the Trikuti without the Guru. Anand is experienced when we meet the Guru, and that's the only condition of Anand. When we meet the Guru, then we feel the Anand. Because this is a state of creation itself. So Akal, conditionally, is the Murti, is the form. He is timeless, has no shape and form. We always seek shape and form. Even when we sit in Dhyan, we get distracted by colors, by sounds. But those are all physical aberrations. The real experience lies in the Anand, when my man connects to the beyond. Maharaj says that the Shabad is the experience. Akal is the Murti. And in finding Akal, I have to go into myself, into Kal. So I can't ignore life. I must move into my thoughts and let them flow out and empty myself. I'm seeking that Murti, I'm seeking that Amrit, which is timeless, which has no form, no shape, no name. What is it in my mind which is unmoving, which is unchanging? If I can observe the movement of my man, then I can go beyond the movement. If I can observe that which is changing, then the changing will drop. And it just happens in an instant. We live entire lives. Is my sound okay? Hello? Okay, I'm getting sound, this alerts from Zoom. So, the understanding of the Murti, that there is no form or shape, is the Akal, the timeless. Timeless is forever, unchanging. The entire creation is unchanging. And in the entire creation, there is an expression which is unchanging, which is the Amrit we are all seeking. We are seeking happiness forever. And that rests in the Akal Murat. My body is in Kal. So Bhagat Kabir, when he was dying, or he was aged and close to dying, he left Varanasi. And he told his wife that we will go to Magar. The myth was that those who go to Magar will go to hell. They will be cursed. And Bhagat Kabir says, if we were not saintly, if we didn't know Ram, if we didn't know Nam, then we would say these things. But if we know it, then we know that we are not dependent on these physical aspects, on the Kal. We are connected to the Akal. And he dies in Magar. And he says that I die in Magar and I am fearless. I am meeting my source, I am meeting my God. Nothing can stop that. The understanding of my mind and knowing my mind, living my mind in its entirety, I will see a moving aspect of my mind, and I will see one aspect of my mind which is unmoving, which is unchanging, which is always connected. So Maharaj says, live. He uses the word live, getting connected, which is what he says stabilizes us in our mother's womb. We are connected to our source. Jaisi agan udar mein, taisi bahar maya. Maya agan do ikko jehi, karte khel rachaya. The transcendence of the mind can happen also with laughter. It can happen with deep breathing temporarily. It can stabilize the mind. Whichever condition takes us beyond the changing mind will help us understand the deeper mind. But these, the laughter, deep breathing, these are all temporary aspects. The real connection will come only when the Guru and the Guru Prasad is with us. And we will meet the Guru Prasad is the end of the Mool Mantra. The Nirbhav Nirvair happens to the timeless, not to those who live in time. The physical body is my temporary abode. I can live it, and when I have to leave it, if I don't know the unchanging within me, then I will not be able to leave it in peace. So I must drop my moving mind within the lifetime. That is how I will really know what death is. Or else death will be a very painful experience to which I will become numb, so I will never know what death is. But if I can drop the moving mind within my lifetime, if I can use Shabad, and if Guru Prasad is experienced by me, then I have found a mind within me which is timeless, Akal. And that is the Murti of life. That is where real life is. That is where the real expression of life is. And that's where the real celebration of life is. Rest is all a tragedy. West has written epics in life. The Western world has created lots of epics like Romeo, Juliet, and many others. All tragedies. In the physical world, if we just try and explore, we will end up in tragedy. Only in the spiritual world will we be able to experience the celebration. What we have earned in life, what we have in our bank balance, what we have in our possession, these are all things we use on the way. These are not the journey's target. This is not the place we all travel to. This is not the end of the journey which we are seeking. We are seeking happiness forever. And until we don't find that, we will be conflicted, we will be divided, we will be in pain, we will be in sorrow. We will get temporary happiness and then end up in sorrow. And to find answers to that, we will do things which are not normal, which will make us go the wrong way. Wrong way in the sense we will lose our way further. Sufis call it the 11th direction, that which is within us. So Guru Nanak Sahib was asked by the Siddhs, Kaman Mool, Kaman Matvela, Kaman Guru, Kiska Tu Chela. What is the mool of life, which is the root of life? This time we get in the physical world, what is it for? Kaman Matvela. Kaman Guru Kiska Tu Chela. Who is your Guru, Guru Nanak? And who are you a Chela of? Who is your Guru? Maharaj says, Pavan Aram Satgur Matvela. Breath is the beginning of life. Satguru nu, meeting the Guru, is the focus of this life. And Shabad Guru Surtatun Chela. Shabad is the Guru, and the focused dhyan mind is the Chela. There is no ego. To live Akal Murat, I must know Akal, I must know the timeless mind. Man Shakti, Man Seyo, Man Panch Tat Ka Jiyo. These are the three different stages of mind. Shakti, the expression of ego. Seyo is the source mind. Man Panch Tat Ka Jiyo. The five elements give the mind the expression in the physical world. This is the ego mind, the changing mind. Man Shakti, Man Seyo, Man Panch Tat Ka Jiyo, Man Le Jiyo, Un Man Rahe. When we drop this mind, we live the Unman mind. Ta teen lok ki baatein kahe. Then we know the creation. Then we know creation in its entirety. Then we know what life really is. Then we know Akal Murat. And then there is no death. What will death take away from me? Death will take away my conditioned mind, my moving mind, my thought mind. It will take away my identity. It will take away my physical connections to the things, to family. This is all that death will take away. So the sensual world, the senses world will be gone in death. But what if I drop the senses world while I'm living? Not permanently, but I have the ability to leave it. And I find a world which is not touched by the senses world, but yet is full of Amrit, full of Anand, the source mind. What if this door is opened for me? This is my possibility, your possibility, our possibility. Then I can live this senses world and yet have a foundation of a life beyond the senses world, beyond the changing world. Beyond that world which will go away from me in death. There will be a real world which will never go away from me. And Bhagat Kabir talks about that when he talks about death. So, living the Kal world, Kal being the time world, the death world, because wherever there is time, there is change and there is death. Whoever is in time or whatever is living in time will one day die. It has a birth and a death. And the Kal source world is Akal. Maharaj says, Avgato nirmail upje. Nirgun te sargun thiya. From the undefined, the Nirmal Man comes about. Nirgun, undefined, is the foundation of the defined. Nirgun te sargun thiya. The non-quality mind and the qualitative mind. Sargun, the gun. Because we defined world in gun, rajas, tamas, satogun. But where there is no gun, Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Maharaj says, Tre gun te atit. Beyond the three gun. Atit. What is that world? Beyond this changing mind, senses mind, physical mind, what is the spiritual mind? इस मन को कोई खोजो पाई, तन छूटे मन कहाँ समाई? When the body goes, where does the mind go? Where do we find this answer? Within our man. Do I ever do this? Do I ever sit by myself and go within my thoughts, watch my thoughts, let my thoughts drop, and then sing? गाविए सुनिए मन रखिए पाओ. Drop the connections to the outer world. Bhagat Kabir says, चल रे बैकुंठ तुझे ले तारो, ये हिच हैं तब प्रेम के चाबुक मारो. And he says, सगल तजीन गगन दौड़ावो. I've given up my connection to everything in the physical. Sagal tajeen. And my mind is free. Gagan dodavo. Dasma dwar is the gagan. Apne vichar aswari kije. My dhyan man, I fly. I climb on that and I ride it. The story is actually that some disciple, Sikh, got him a horse and said, I got this for you in seva. And Bhagat Kabir says, I don't want a horse. I already have one. And he recites this Shabad as an answer. Vaikuntha being the word which is like Nirvan in Hinduism, like Sachkhand for Guru Nanak Maharaj, Anandpur for Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Maharaj, Begumpura for Bhagat Ravdas. Begumpura, Bina Gaman da Sheher, a state of being without sorrow. It is not physical. This is the Akal Murat, vibrant with love and joy, celebration, and forever. Akal means forever, timeless. When we travel in today's world, we travel in time. When we go to the US, we could travel back or forward in time. When we have some people or some organizations existing for a long time, 100, 150, 200 years, We think those to be permanent in life. That's our way of recognizing the timelessness in existence. The inspiration of life comes from the timeless. We live within time. I remember a poem of a Greek warrior, and he says, I have fought many battles, many guises, many names, but always as me. The persona changes, the physical changes, but the unchanging is the foundation of life. And without knowing that and living it, we don't know life in completeness. Akal Murat is an invitation to the timeless Creator, to that Anand which lives within us all, which satiates us, which stops our wandering. Because until we know this, we will always be wandering. There is only be wandering till we know this state of mind. We will always be unsatiated, hungry. Desires will keep coming. We will try and fulfill them, and then they keep coming again. And this conflict goes on and on. My seeking is of the satiated Naam, satiation in Naam. But I find it only in the physical, temporarily. Be wandering, keep seeking again and again. Akal Murat, timeless form of the Creator, is the Anand of life. With these words, I would like to conclude today's session. I invite questions, suggestions, and then we can say the Anand Sahib as a conclusion for today. Thank you for coming. Your coming is my way of meeting my Guru. In the Dhammapada, he says, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dharnam Sharanam Gacchami, Sangha Sharanam Gacchami. Go to the Sharan of Buddha, and then to Dharam, and then to Sangat, Sangha Sharanam Gacchami. Sangat is my answer to my prayers. Guru Prasad will come to us through Sangat, through the inner experience. The more intensely we seek, the better it is for us. Thank you all. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. मूंद लिए दरवाजे बाज ये ले अनहद बाजे. Anhad baje, the celebration within. When I have shut the doors outside, this is a question which Reshma ji has asked. So, moond liye darwaze, baaj ye le anhad baje. And I have gone within, and there is celebration within me. Maharaj. Bringing ourselves back to present moment through Shabad is the same as practicing Dhyan. Shabad is the Guru. I go to my Guru and my man is not present. So is that a meeting? I may have a question on the way. I may have a question right there. But my man is wandering somewhere else. So I'm really not meeting my Guru. Dhyan is my presence with my Guru. And Shabad is the Guru. The meeting of these two is the celebration of life. खेल 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 अनंत को फिर एक जी महाराज. So I hope, Navneet ji, I have addressed your question about Dhyan and Guru. Dhyan has still got ego. It's focused ego. It is a consolidated energy. Like anything which we do with lot of focus, we lose ourselves in it. That's Dhyan. We do it to perfection because we've forgotten ourselves. There is no mind to distract us. All our energies have gone into this aspect of whatever we are doing. Like a doctor is doing his surgery, or a singer is singing, or a dancer is dancing, or a writer is writing. Wherever we've lost ourselves completely, we found perfection. Ji. When we are doing daily chores and not sitting like actual focused sitting, once we have done this sitting aspect for enough, then we've internalized the Shabad. Then it becomes conditionless. Uthat baitat, sovat jagat. It is with us while we are doing anything. It's like the sixth sense, always back of our mind. Guru calls this jap so ajapa jape. There is no ego, mind you. So he says jap so ajapa. Japya nahi ja raha. It is not being said by anyone. Jap so ajapa jape. He or she is not saying it, but is experiencing it. This is the real Gur Prasad. When we go to the JAPJI in the Karam Khand, there Maharaj will open this secret to us. He says man is being kadod, it's being chiseled to its true form. Kadiye Shabad Sachi Taksal. The Shabad chisels the mind to the acceptable form, drops the mind which is not acceptable ahead. Because Bhagat Kabir says the road ahead is very, very narrow. In the Bible there is a saying that it's easier for a rich man to go it's easier for a camel to go into the eye of the needle than for a rich man to enter heaven. Rich man, in my definition, means ego mind. So the eye of the needle, the way ahead from this world to the experiential world is very narrow. You have to have a subtle mind, not gross mind. So man is kadod by Shabad. Kadiye Shabad Sachi Taksal. Chiseled. The mind is being, all the pollutants or the disturbances are being dropped. And that is happening without effort. Jap so ajapa jape. I hope I am able to explain. Ji. Any questions? Mind is the bridge. Man is the bridge. And when the body is gone, the mind collapses. And what goes away? The conditioned mind goes away. And the mind has remnant in it, then all the karams, all the action in it, it carries those ahead. And that's the karam life, not the another life. The another life is when the Guru is present in our life. Then the karam plays a role, but it is the main focus is then of the another world. Yes. Yes, so of course there is this, we all will have this need that the body lives forever. But basically, this is what the Shabad is saying, that the body will not live forever. Actually, we live in the mind only. The physical is also living in the mind. No? Everything which we live in life, we transform it either into emotions or thoughts. These are the two things. So whatever we experience in this world is transformed into thoughts or emotions or memories, which is again thoughts. So we are actually living the mind world. The physical is carried by the mind. But that also affects the mind, affects the physical as well. So it actually affects everything. But the life experience is in the man. That's why Maharaj says, man jeete jag jeet. इस मन को कोई खोजो पाई, तन छूटे मन कहाँ समाई. जी. वाहिगुरु जी. वाह जी खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी फतेह. Your voice is not very clear, Harneet. थोड़ा जा clear, ऊंचा बोल. हाँ जी. हाँ audible ते हो, but थोड़ा जा bass ज़्यादा है sound दे बोलो. हाँ जी. So only one thing I would say, Harneet, Guru meets us. It is entirely when and how Guru will meet us. We can get ready to meet the Guru, but we cannot meet the Guru ourselves. The experience will be opened by the Guru. Guru Prasad is in the Guru's hands, by Creator's hands. Number one. Number two, the theory is one aspect, but we don't know all this. Sometimes by theorizing it, we actually do disservice to ourselves. All these talks and sessions are to inspire us to work towards what we need to do. And sometimes if we theorize it, we start telling ourselves we know it, although we don't. So I always tell myself to put more energy towards doing these things, to stabilize my mind, to go within. That is where we need to do. The Shabad and the Surt, that abhyas we need to earn. And once we do that, then we are in the right direction. Or we can theorize, but sometimes we do disservice while doing that. Ji. Guru Prasad is in Guru's hands, not in our hands. Hanji. Thank you. Hanji. Then we can do the Anand Sahib if there is no one else. Someone from Sangat wants to do the Anand Sahib, it will be nice. Harneet, Hanji. Daadi Sahib kya nahi karte, Daadi Sahib jai, Tapahe sada sift salat, man vasaye, naam jinke man vasya, Shabad kadere, kahe Nanak soche Sahib kya nahi karte re, Sacha naam mera aadhar, Sach naam aadhar mera jin pukhan sab gawaiyan, ਸੁਖ ਮਨ ਆਏ ਵਸਿਆ ਜਿਨ ਇੱਛਾ ਸਭ ਪੁਜਾਈਆਂ ਸਦਾ ਕੁਰਬਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਵੇਟੋਂ ਜਿਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਇਹ ਵਡਿਆਈਆਂ ਕਹੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੁਣ ਸੰਤੋਖ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਤਰੋ ਪਿਆਰੋ ਸਾਚਾ ਨਾਮ ਮੇਰਾ ਆਧਾਰੋ ਵਾਜੇ ਪੰਜ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਤਿਤ ਕਰ ਸਵਾਗੇ ਕਰ ਸਵਾਗੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਵਾਜੇ ਕਲਾ ਜਿਤ ਕਰ ਧਾਰੀਆ पंच दूत वस्त कीते कंटक मारिया पाया तुद जिनको से न मर के लागे कहे नानक तै सुख हुआ तित कर आनंद वाजे सुनो वडभागियो सगल मनोरथ पूरे पार ब्रह्म प्रपाया त्रे सगल विसूरे रोग संताप उतरे सुनी सच्ची बाणी संत साजन पै सर से पूरे गुर ते जानी सुनते पुनीत कहते पवित सतगुर रहा पर पूरे बिनवंत नानक गुर चरण लागे वाजे अनहद दूरे सुन गुरु पानी पिता माता तारत महत दिवस रात दोई दाई दाया खेलै सगल जगत चंगियाइयां बुरियाइयां वाचे धर्म हदूर करमी आपो अपनी कै नेड़े कै दूर जिन्नी नाम ते आया गए मुशक्कत काल नानक ते मुख उजले खेती छुट्टी नाल नाम ते आया गए मुशक्कत काल ਨਾਨਕ ਤੇ ਮੁਖ ਉਜਲੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਛੁੱਟੀ ਨਾਲ। ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ।